I believe in the sun, I believe in the rain, I believe that the Lord up above is gonna take away all of our pain.
My name is Juanita, and probably about 6 months ago I decided that I wanted to rip out all the grass and put a food garden. I started tearing away a little bit at a time and realized I'm never going to do this because I can't do it by myself. So I just happened to hear about Mary Beth and Todd's group, Food Not Lawns, and so I quickly emailed them and tried to find everything I could about the group and showed up to a meeting, talked to them, got really excited about the whole concept, and here we are.
I have a circus troupe called the Green Something Circus, and there are many members, and we always perform in Claremont's 4th of July parade, and our message or motto is to remind people to do something green every day. And I was like, we keep doing all these circus performances, but I wanted to do something more solid and real. I wanted to, I didn't want to just remind people, I wanted it to do something. I mean, I was doing it in my own life, but recycling just wasn't doing it enough for me anymore. And I had started a garden with my husband, and my husband, Todd, was really interested in gardening, and he had Heather Flores' book, Food Not Lawns. So we decided at that parade that we were going to try to start a Food Not Lawns group in Claremont, a chapter. So my husband and I have really been the founding members of this group, but now we're a huge group, and there are many people who are kind of the roots, and at this point we've also tied into Heather Flores, the author of the book, and hoping to start working with her on a national scale as well as running our little tiny baby one.
I like circles. I don't like corners. And so between my son, who's 10 and very opinionated, and my husband and myself, who's also very opinionated, we drew out 5 or 6 different pictures, and they all had like spirals and like different round shapes and like a flower shape, and then the more I talked to Mary Beth and Todd and got more ideas about like the herb spiral, I just they just helped a lot with the design of it. And Jordy, the expert, the garden expert, and Heather Flores, I just picked everybody's brain, and I just I feel like they helped me with the design as much as we did.
Well, I think what we should do is we should start bringing over a bunch of little rocks like that, and we'll lay them in, and then periodically we're going to put in a stepping stone so that you can walk in here. And you don't want to walk where your plants are going to be growing because it compacts the soil, and every time you step, believe it or not, you squish the soil down 2 feet, clear down into the earth, and then when the plants try to grow, guess what happens? They have to fight and chisel their roots instead of it having been really soft. So let's go ahead and start putting those in, and you want to help us? Excellent. Right on. Let's start bringing over some rocks and we can lay it in, and then we'll add in our dirt.
Cut them into little, like, basically square inch pieces, and then they'll create their own seal. And then tomorrow you can plant them, and they won't rot, hopefully. And in a few months you'll have some potatoes.
I study regenerative studies over at Cal Poly, and my thesis is on reviving the concept of World War II victory gardens, but in the context of climate change as opposed to war. Started our own garden, and then with the Food Not Lawns and Heather Flores coming down for a bunch of events, gave us a groundswell for the group. And my whole deal is we want to focus on front lawns to shift from the lawn aesthetic. If you have it in your backyard, that's great too, but then not many people know, so once they see it in the front, then changes people's aesthetic ideas about what can be beautiful and what's acceptable. And in the original context of the lawn were like old French and English type ideas about demonstrating wealth and status by showing people that you had enough land to waste, and while other people were starving outside your gates and that type of thing. So there's like the original context that came out of there, and they didn't really take off in America until after World War II, which is sort of the second context. And when we came out of that, we had super cheap petroleum, all these booming chemical companies that are looking for use for their products after the war, and basically free water. But now we're in a new context, and so the lawn aesthetic is obsolete now. We no longer have cheap petroleum. Water's too valuable to just pour on something so you can grow it, so you can cut it, so you can grow it, so you can cut it, things like that. And yeah, not to mention the pollution factors and everything else, global warming. When you're eating your own food, it's not being shipped from miles away, things like that, in the community. And so the front yard does that all. Helps people get off the lawn grid and the food grid, and more toward self-sufficiency and community.
I believe in our children. I believe in our dreams. I believe that the life we're living just really ain't what it seems. I believe in community. I believe in song. I believe that people know the difference from what is right and wrong. I believe in passion. I believe in love. I believe that the world keeps spinning by the good Lord up above. I believe in honesty. I believe in truth. I believe in the knowledge of our elders and the wisdom